This already detonated into something uglier than trash talk, because careers are now bending and someone's reputation is quietly bleeding out behind the scenes. And now rewind, because you need to see how one stupid sentence, one reckless joke, spiraled into a chain reaction that dragged families, dead friends, rankings, title shots, and entire divisions into chaos. Nah, this can't be real, but it is. And if you blink right now, you're gonna miss who actually lost control first and who's pretending they didn't.
I would never want anyone to mention anything about my family, so I'd never do it about anyone else. It's not what we do. We're fighters.
2 minutes later.
Dan Hooker couldn't grapple a fucking rapist off his ma. You know what I mean?
Okay, strong statement.
Just going back and forth on Twitter.
They're on the same level, they can do that, so. Trash cans.
It starts with Paddy Pimblett opening his mouth like he always does, but this time the words didn't bounce, they stuck. Because when he tried to clown Dan Hooker's grappling, it wasn't just banter anymore, it landed wrong, it sounded cruel, and the internet smelled blood instantly. And here's the scary part, nobody's saying out loud yet, jokes only stay jokes when everyone laughs, and Dan Hooker didn't laugh. Not even a little, not for a second.
And lad, people are saying like Justin Gaethje, he's older than that lad, he's 2 years older than Dan Hooker.
That's true.
Dan Hooker couldn't grapple a fucking rapist off his ma. You know what I mean?
Okay, strong statements about Dan Hooker.
Hooker's response wasn't witty, it wasn't clever, it was pure venom. The kind that comes from someone who feels embarrassed and cornered at the same time. And when he fired back, it wasn't about rankings or fights anymore, it was personal, raw, angry, and once that line was crossed, there was no pretending this was just Twitter noise, because now it felt like something that could actually explode face to face.
Never want anyone to mention anything about my family, so I'd never do it about anyone else. It's not what we do. We're fighters. We say what we want about each other. Say anything about me, I'll say anything about him. But don't mention families, you know, that's below the belt. And I wish him nothing but the best with it, lad. I hope it all gets resolved. I hope it all gets resolved and he gets to see his child, lad. That's the main thing. But for now, I'm fighting for the world title. He's sitting on the sideline, so when I win this belt, I'm the champ. Don't care if it says interim on it. When I win this belt, I'm the champ, and if he's not back by June, July, he best have to vacate or get stripped, and I am the champ.
Then the hypocrisy alarms went off because in the same breath, Paddy tried to play moral referee about family being off limits in another situation, and people noticed instantly. And that's where the tension doubled. Because how do you claim there are lines you won't cross while everyone's replaying the clip of you crossing one, and don't act like fans didn't clock it, they did. And that contradiction is still sitting there unresolved, waiting to be used later.
Obviously, your last fight was against Dan Hooker. There's a little conflict going around with Dan Hooker and Paddy Pimblett. I was wondering if you were able to, see it or what you thought about it.
I didn't see what they're doing.
Just going back and forth on Twitter.
They're on the same level, they can do that, so. Trash cans.
Paddy firing back didn't calm anything down either. It poured gasoline on it because now it was accusations of betrayal, fake friendships, on-site threats, and skill insults all smashed together. And listen carefully, because this wasn't just anger, it was defensive anger, the kind that comes from feeling exposed. And that's why the words came out rushed and sharp and ugly, like he needed to regain control immediately.
I just want to say he has no grappling. He trains with guys. He never compete even the high level. He never compete in jiu-jitsu or grappling. I saw him. He had a fight, grappling fight, and he tapped or he lost. So he's a trash can in the grappling and the wrestling.
And right when you think it can't get messier, Arman slides in like a wrecking ball, dismissing both of them as noise, same level, trash-talking trash cans, and that dismissal might sound casual, but it's actually a power move, because when a contender refuses to acknowledge beef as important, he's telling the division he's above it, even if the UFC clearly isn't treating him that way right now.
He's been grappling a lot. I know you don't want to talk about him, but how do you feel about his, his grappling tournaments, Steve?
Lad, I heard he nearly got triangled by a what's his name?
Shara Magomedov.
Yeah, he nearly got triangled by him, and he can't grapple to save his life either.
It's a tough
He's a
one.
striker, and he nearly got triangled by him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever got any interest of taking those sort of exhibition type things? You know, RAF have got this kind of like grappling thing. Is there ever been like a reach out for like a let's do a grappling match for Pimblett, or is that?
I don't know. Before I was in the UFC years ago, when I was coming back from an injury, I done Polaris one time against Stevie Ray, caught me in a leg lock. That's like the only one I've done in the past 10 years or something like that. I used to do grappling competitions all the time when I was younger and stuff like that, but obviously I'm focused on fighting now. I don't, like, he can go off and do all these other things if he wants, lad, but hopefully he takes his neck doing them.
Okay.
Then Arman goes for the throat on Paddy's grappling. Not teasing, not joking, straight up calling it fake, untested, inflated, and when a guy says he's watched you tapping grappling, that's not trash talk, that's an accusation. And this is where you should pause, because someone here is lying or someone's hiding context. And either way, that truth hasn't fully surfaced yet, not even close.
I know you've mentioned wanting to be the backup fighter. Have you had any talks with the UFC about actually officially having that position? Because I think you're really the only guy who could be the backup fighter right now.
No, I didn't talk to them, and I wouldn't cut my weight just for money, because it's a hard. But if they ask me, I'll do it. But they didn't ask, so that's why it's better for me not to cut weight and. You know,
sense.
yeah, just if I cut, I want to fight.
For sure. It's, I mean, cutting weight is so hard.
I already cut in June, you know, and nothing happened, and just I spent, you know, my energy for the training camp, for the weight cut. It's always stress when you cut your weight, you know.
Paddy snapping back at Arman felt less confident and more irritated, mocking side competitions and hoping he gets hurt doing them. And that line alone should make you uneasy, because that's not playful rivalry, that's resentment leaking. And when fighters start wishing injuries on each other, it usually means something deeper is brewing behind closed doors that we haven't been shown yet.
He is. So what about this fucking Arman fella, dude? What are we saying, this posh cunt?
Fuck him. Simple as, lad. I'm getting sick of getting asked about him and people talking about him. Oh, he should be in this interim title fight. He shouldn't fucking headbutt people at weigh-ins then, should he, lad? And punch fans in us when he's walking out, lad, and pull out a title fight the night before. So as far as I'm concerned, lad, he can eat shit, lad, and fucking, as Dana said, he can get back to the drawing board.
Nice. Get that one out of the way early on Arman Tsarukyan. And he could have been in the mix for this fight, but I just feel like there's a lot of ulterior factors that people aren't considering other than just his recent win over Dan Hooker. I know he's a top contender, but there's a whole lot that he's done wrong before, and this is the big Paramount debut.
And lad, people are saying, like, Justin Gaethje, he's older than that, lad. He's 2 years older than Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's like 2 years younger than him. Dan Hooker couldn't grapple a fucking rapist off his ma.
Then comes the weight cut drama, and this is where the UFC politics start bleeding through, because Arman flat out says nobody called him, nobody promised him anything, and he's not killing himself for hypotheticals anymore. And if you think that doesn't matter, you're wrong, because that's a top contender quietly admitting trust is broken somewhere between him and the promotion.
I obviously am not one of these fans, but some fans thought Arman should have been the one to get a 155 title pound shot.
We knew that would happen too.
Of course. Did the headbutt play any factor in the decision to not go with him? It did, right?
A lot of things have factored in, you know. Yes.
Paddy blaming Arman for his own situation only sharpens that fracture, bringing up weigh-in antics, headbutts, fan incidents, and last-minute pullouts. And here's the part people keep glossing over. When fighters start listing your past mistakes publicly, it's usually because the promotion already has, and that means doors are closing while cameras are still rolling.
Remember, I think it was in LA, you were gonna fight Islam, you messed up your back. What's the recovery been, you know, for you know, and like what happened? How did you get injured in your back before the fight versus Islam?
So I did the MRI after the fight, and it shows like I don't know how to explain in English, but I have a gryzia.
Translate. Let's see. Hernia.
So I have that thing.
Okay.
And I may need surgery, I may not. So we'll see if it's gonna bother me again. I gotta do surgery.
Gotta remove the hernia.
Yeah, remove that.
Gotcha.
So,
was it pretty painful?
Yeah, my back was stuck. You know, I couldn't move.
Man.
And then in 2-3 weeks, I started like moving, running, you know.
That's good. That's good.
Dana White confirming that the headbutt mattered is the closest thing to a quiet confirmation you'll ever get, because that's the UFC saying actions echo longer than wins. And if you think that doesn't scare other contenders watching this play out, then you're not paying attention, because now everyone knows one moment can cost you years.
No, Topuria and Islam, Topuria has no chance. Whatever. You think Topuria can beat Islam?
Yeah.
Bro, you
No, at 170,
MMA,
no.
bro.
At 170, no. At 155, yes.
Like working in interview guy. You know shit about MMA.
I do. There's no way Ilya Topuria can't.
What's good, bro?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, 165.
No, it's 170 as well.
Bro, Islam fighting 170. He's not 155 fighter.
Yeah, that's why I said at 170 I don't think so, but it's close. But at 155 I think Ilya can beat Makhachev. Yeah, very good. No.
He has just boxing. That's it.
He has grappling too.
Where?
He submitted Bryce Mitchell.
Arman, revealing the hernia, doesn't clean it up either, because injuries explain absence, but they don't erase perception, and perception is currency in this sport. And once the narrative sticks that you're unreliable, it follows you everywhere, even into fights you're not booked for yet, and that's a stain you don't wash off easily.
At 155 pounds, I don't see anyone beating Ilya Topuria. I just don't. Not Paddy, not Justin. Yeah, all right, there's Arman Sarukian out there, and he's the dark horse. Obviously, Paddy and Justin are fighting for the interim title. That's an interesting fight because Justin, better boxer, better wrestling, never uses the wrestling. Even if he did use the wrestling, you wouldn't really want to take Paddy Pimblett down. Paddy's a lot younger, a lot less miles on the clock, a lot less wear and tear. I'm kind of early leaning towards Paddy Pimblett in that fight, but who's the undisputed champ at the end of 2026? So yeah, 2026, Topuria will still be the champ. Yeah, there's Arman Sarukian out there, but I don't think that fight will materialize just yet.
Whatever Paddy's saying is like whatever he's dreaming and thinking, you know, all power to him. We're ready for everything, and we did not go into this fight thinking it's going to be just a striking fight at all. Like Justin has spent so much time. That's probably the proudest thing I am with Justin, is the amount of time that he's put into his grappling, because his wrestling is so high level. But it's more of the offensive and positional type of fighting. You know, for so long, I remember when we got stopped by Oliveira, and I had to have a conversation with everybody on the team, like, hey, Justin is a high level guy, one of the best scramblers out there. You have some of the best slams out there, the Rampage Jackson type of slams. We're offensive. Justin's style is offensive, and to be a champion, you push people back. You have to put people on their heels. I look at this as when we had the Oliveira fight, we were defensive. We were like, don't get in this position. How do you get out of this position? You can't win fights like that. And you have to win offensively.
So how do you think you're going to get this one done?
I think I finish him wherever the fight goes, to be honest. Obviously, I know we can bang, but every fight we get a breakdown made of our opponent, and it actually shocks me how much he gets hit. And I know he takes one to give one, but you can't really just do that at this level. That's why he's lost to people like Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Charles, because you can't just take one to give one. And I'm not going to just be standing there to let him hit me back. You know what I mean? So be using me range, keeping him on the outside, and I've got a feeling I'm going to knock him out, to be honest. I don't know what it is. I've just got a sneaky suspicion I'm going to knock him out. You know, I've been doing a lot of rounds with Luke Riley for this camp, and Luke's got much better technical striking than Justin Gaethje, and I'm having a lot of success sparring with Luke. And obviously, one of my coaches, Ellis, who used to fight himself, he's the exact same build as Justin. He's 5'10" with a 70-inch reach, and I've been doing rounds with him. He's literally, because he doesn't fight anymore, lad, and he's just a coach, he's just done Justin's style for me. He hasn't got his own style. He's been doing Justin for me, and just the bits what we're working, I can see me knocking him out or dropping him and then submitting him. People are going on about his takedown defense, but if I want to take him down, I will take him down, lad. Simple as.
Justin's one of those guys that when you grapple with him, his ground and pound is so unique. So unique. He hits people with punches at different angles on the ground that are so effective. And it's top game. Like, how do you know your top game, and how do you know that? Like, Paddy, I think, is very good when it comes to dragging people to the floor. I don't think Paddy's a great wrestler. I don't think he's going to go out there and take Justin down. Obviously, he can slip on the mats. He can time something really good where the hips are up, but I don't see Paddy taking him down.
Then the Topuria and Islam argument blows up, and suddenly analysts are getting called clueless on camera. And that's another crack forming, because when fighters stop respecting the people asking the questions, it means pressure is mounting, frustration is leaking, and egos are colliding in real time with no filter left to catch it.
Like me at all. So the fact that I've got Ellis playing Justin Gaethje for me, and then I've got Luke, who's a better, faster, more powerful technical striker than him, I think it all goes into my favour.
You got Luke Riley above Justin. You're rating him above Justin Gaethje in the striking department already in his career, you reckon?
Yeah. Luke Riley's been fighting Thai in Thailand since he was 8 years old, lad. You know what I mean? When Justin Gaethje was wrestling, lad, Luke was fighting Thai and then doing amateur boxing, and Luke's striking is a class above.
I'm not afraid to speak it out loud. Like, this is our last run. Like, Justin's not. If we don't win this fight, we're not going on. Like, we're not going to go out there and be a gatekeeper and look at money fights and shit like that. It's he's a goal setter, and his mentality, just like he finished up. I don't know if you watched that video. Might as well go watch it if you haven't. We're in his house and the family's having a dinner, and I have that true talk, and I'm talking to his family. I'm not talking to him, and it's the way he ends it, he's like, it's not over, coach. So that's the key to Justin. Justin is very unique. He would fight over and over and over, but he knows he's got to be there for the family. He's got to be smart and take care of his health. And but we win this belt. My shoot to the moon type of goal would be, let's go out there and repeat defenses. Obviously, this is an interim title fight, so we're not the champ yet, so we'd have to go win that belt next.
Bisping predicting Topuria's long reign quietly sidelines everyone else, and if you think that didn't land like a slap to the rest of the division, you're crazy, because now interim belts, backup roles, and contender arguments all start feeling smaller, temporary, and disposable, and that insecurity feeds directly into the venom you're seeing online right now.
Gaethje, Paddy, what do you think it looks like?
Oh man, more skilled, more experienced. I think better fighter all around, Justin Gaethje. But I also have been on record and said that Paddy Pimblett is better than a lot of people think he is. Because of his, his haircut and the way he talks and some of the, the strength of schedule. People don't give him a lot of credit, but when I fought him in April in Miami, I'm not going to say that I was surprised, because I was expecting the best version of Paddy, but he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. He's got long reach, good kicks, pretty darn patient and composed in there. But Gaethje's a whole different animal. So if I had to bet, which I can't, but if I had to lean one direction, I'd go Justin Gaethje, interim champion, and then he beats Ilia Topuria later on this year.
All right. Okay.
Promises to be a thrilling fight.
People are upset that Paddy Pimblett's getting the title shot versus Gaethje instead of Arman. What's your take on that?
I don't know. I don't follow that too much, like that politics and that stuff. I mean, I don't know what makes it make sense. You could fight in the barber, you have to fight the winner.
So who do you got in that fight? Do you have Paddy, or do you have Gaethje?
I'd like to see. I like both guys, so it's an interesting fight.
I always make you pick one. You got to pick one. You got Paddy, or
I'd like to see Gaethje pull off.
You want to see Gaethje pull off?
I think Paddy's coming.
Whitman calling this Justin Gaethje's last run is the calmest but scariest statement in all of this, because when someone frames a fight as final, it changes how violently it's fought, and when you mix that with Paddy's confidence, Arman's resentment, Hooker's anger, and UFC politics simmering underneath, you don't get closure, you get a pressure cooker, and it's still hissing, still tightening, and nobody's turned the valve yet.